2026 is here, and while the future floods us with insane new gadgets, some Amazon legends from the past will have to be vanished forever, but still listed, still taunting us with add to cart buttons that lead nowhere. These ghosts of tech past sit frozen on the site, out of stock eternally, victims of discontinued lines, legal bans, or just sheer obsolescence. Even the dash button, that tiny one-click wonder, is dead-bricked by Amazon itself in 2019, yet its page lingers like a digital tombstone. These aren't just products, they're time capsules of hubris, hype, and hard lessons. You can stare, you can wishlist, but you'll never own them again. Welcome to Amazon's graveyard, where the Buy Now button lies. EXOTHERMIC PULSEFIRE LRT. This device looks like it was custom-built for a post-apocalyptic hero, long, angular, and dripping with industrial power tool from the future energy. The front assembly stretches outward with a tube that instantly grabs your attention, giving it the presence of a sci-fi ignition cannon. The frame is reinforced with chunky metal plates, skeletonized rails, and brackets that feel more like they belong in a movie prop department than a workshop. Each element looks intentional. The grip is molded aggressively, the switches look tactical, and the body language screams dominance. Even sitting on a table, it looks dangerous, not because of use, but because of imagination. It's the kind of device directors hand to actors when they want a scene to look outrageous, bold, loud, cinematic. And the next one flips everything into sleek, quiet spy tech. Surface Contact Acoustic Listener. This little disc-shaped gadget looks like it was borrowed from a spy's briefcase. The design is clean, minimal, and stealthy, a smooth circular sensor paired with a compact controller that gives off pure espionage energy. It has no aggressive lines, no bright colors, nothing flashy, and that's exactly why it feels so mysterious. When you place it against a wall, the shape alone tells a story, quiet, subtle, and meant for close contact detection. The entire device feels like something you'd see in a heist film, right next to blueprints and encrypted radios. Its compact size makes it easy to pocket, but its aura is anything but small. It carries a silent intensity, the quiet kid in the room who knows too much. But subtle becomes irrelevant when the next device hits the table. Precision Air Dart Propulsion Platform. This platform looks like a miniature launcher designed by a sci-fi weapons lab, compact, tactical, and aggressively shaped. Its barrel section is sleek and narrow, almost like a suppressed sci-fi pistol, while the grip has that textured, futuristic style that screams combat-ready aesthetic. The top has a squared profile, the front end has a sharp angular cut, and the entire platform feels like it belongs in the hands of a stealth operative from a cyber-military universe. What makes it even crazier is its size, small enough to fit in one hand, yet bold enough to look like a serious piece of high-concept tech. It's the perfect blend of discreet and intimidating, but the next device jumps from air-powered to electrically charged. High-voltage resistance flashlight. Imagine taking a tactical flashlight, injecting it with high-voltage visual energy, and giving it a design overhaul straight out of a dystopian survival game. That's exactly what this device looks like. The main body is thick and rugged with deep grip textures and heavy CNC machined edges. The bezel is reinforced with bold metal ridges, giving the front end an almost armored appearance. At the rear, the activation area is shaped like the control module of a futuristic security baton. Even without knowing anything else, its silhouette tells you this thing was built to intimidate visually. It feels like something a sci-fi guard unit would carry while patrolling neon streets. Sleek, heavy, futuristic. And if that aesthetic feels tough, the next tool takes toughness to ancient warrior levels. Linked Steel Flex Motion Tool. This device is a metal serpent, elegant but absolutely ruthless in appearance. Each steel segment connects to the next with precision pivots, creating a flexible chain that moves like liquid metal. Held still, it looks like a medieval relic, forged for a legendary warrior. In motion, It transforms into a hypnotic blur as the links rotate and ripple through the air. The polished steel gleams under light, giving it that ancient artifact meets martial arts masterpiece vibe. The grip is wrapped or textured for firm control, and the weight distribution makes it feel alive when it swings. Visually, it carries centuries of combative symbolism, modernized through precision metalwork. But the next device isn't ancient, it's outright undercover. Stealth recording pen with miniature optics. This gadget is the definition of deceptive simplicity. A smooth, elegant pen that hides a secret identity. The glossy exterior and metal clip give it an executive, professional look. Nothing about it hints at its hidden capabilities, which is exactly why it feels so thrilling. The embedded miniature optic is positioned so perfectly that most people would never notice it unless they already knew what to look for. Rotate it in your hand, and the sleek finish reflects the light like a luxury accessory. But beneath that clean surface sits the quiet soul of a spy device. It's the kind of tool you'd expect to see in a briefcase next to forged passports and encrypted drives. But subtle isn't the agenda for the next gadget. This one wears its chaos proudly. DSTIKE Network DAUTHENTICATION Wrist Module. This is the ultimate cyberpunk wrist gadget. It looks nothing like a normal smartwatch. The exposed PCB aesthetic, sharp-cornered casing, and tiny glowing display give it a rebellious hacker vibe instantly. The front screen shows scrolling characters and network-style indicators that make it feel like a wearable computer from a dystopian sci-fi universe. The strap is lightweight, the body is angular, and the antennas stick out just enough to remind you this thing isn't for fitness tracking. Everything about it says underground tech. It's the type of gadget you'd see a renegade digital operative wearing during a neon-lit chase scene. Edgy, compact, and visually chaotic in the coolest possible way. And the moment you think we've peaked, the next gadget turns sound into pure deception. Digital voice reconstruction device. This gadget looks like something a futuristic interrogator would keep on the table. Compact, sharp-edged, and built with an intimidating sense of technological confidence. The moment you pick it up, you feel like you're holding a miniaturized sound lab. The front panel usually features a small digital screen glowing with waveform graphics, and the buttons have that tactical communicator click to them. What makes it visually insane is the dual nature it represents. Half sleek audio device, half undercover identity shifter. The casing is finished in matte black or metallic silver, giving it a stealthy presence, and the size is small enough to disappear in a pocket. If cyberpunk agents existed in real life, this is the tool they'd use to walk between worlds unnoticed. Smooth, mysterious, boundary stretching. But if bending voices feels unreal, the next item makes art look dangerous. Microtech TRIPLE-HELIX Collector's Dagger. This is easily one of the most visually shocking collector's pieces ever crafted. Instead of a normal blade, it features 3 spiraling edges twisted together into a triple helix shape that looks like an alien artifact recovered from a meteor. Hold it under a light, and the twisted geometry reflects like a hologram, spirals shifting, edges catching highlights, the entire blade shimmering like a physical optical illusion. The handle is machined with extreme precision, featuring deep grooves and futuristic curves that look like they were etched by robotic arms rather than human hands. Whether mounted on a display stand or held in the palm, the dagger radiates pure sci-fi aggression. Doesn't just look sharp, it looks impossible, like a piece of ceremonial gear from a high-budget fantasy universe. But if this looks like museum art from another planet, the next device looks like military hardware from another dimension. XM42 Controlled Flame Projection Unit. There's bold, and then there's the XM42. This device looks like something a space exploration engineer would design after losing a bet. Part industrial tool, part sci-fi prop, part handheld special effects cannon. The long horizontal barrel gives it dominating presence, while the front ignition assembly is shaped like a futuristic turbine, complete with vent lines and metallic shielding. The grip sits inside a frame that looks reinforced enough to survive a blast from a Starship engine. Even the screws, bolts, and brackets feel oversized, Like every piece was deliberately exaggerated to make the device look more intimidating. Put it on a workbench, and it instantly becomes the center of the room. The kind of cinematic gadget that looks like it belongs in a post-apocalyptic armor stash. But Flame isn't the only spectacle. The next platform mixes tactical style with air-driven elegance. FX Air-Driven Ranchero Platform. Refined, modern, and built with the sleek precision of a European performance brand, the Ranchero platform is a visual masterpiece in the world of air-powered design. The chassis is clean and futuristic, sculpted with flowing ergonomic lines instead of blocky tactical shapes. The long pressure tube beneath the barrel gives it a natural mechanical balance, while the brushed metal receiver adds a professional high-end look. The side lever mechanism is almost artistic, slim, polished, and streamlined into the body, like it's part of the frame rather than an add-on. It's the kind of device that whispers quality rather than shouting it. Every angle, every contour, every cut makes it look like a precision instrument crafted for elite enthusiasts who care more about elegance than intimidation. But elegance ends here, because the next device looks like pure science experiment madness. CA09 Electromagnetic Coil Propulsion Device. This one looks straight out of a secret government lab. The CA09 has a skeletal, open-frame design that exposes the stacked coil housings running along the barrel like a row of glowing reactor chambers. The body is angular and industrial, built with sharp lines and ventilated cutouts that give it a prototype feel, like the engineers didn't bother hiding the internal components because they wanted people to see its technological guts. The grip is futuristic and geometric, the body rails are minimalistic, and the whole platform looks like a test rig, smuggled out of a high-tech physics bunker. It's aggressive in the most scientific way possible, part experiment, part art, part don't stand too close. And if electromagnetic propulsion looks insane, the next item looks like a pocket-sized laser cannon from a galactic war, high-intensity optical beam module. This device is the definition of futuristic minimalism, a slim tube of polished metal, with an optic lens at the front that glows like the core of a starship reactor. Even when turned off, the lens catches ambient light with this crystal blue shimmer that feels almost magical. The body features deep grooves and technical machining lines that make it look like a piece of equipment stolen from a sci-fi research station. The control switch is sleek and subtle, reinforcing the device's smooth, premium aesthetic. Clip it to a belt or keep it on a desk, and it instantly becomes the most interesting thing in the room. Visually quiet, but undeniably powerful in presence. But the next design abandons quiet elegance and goes full combat-ready fantasy world. STEAMBOW FENRIS Assisted Loading System. This system completely transforms the look of a crossbow into something straight out of a futuristic warrior arena. The top-mounted feeder is shaped like a sci-fi magazine, with aggressive edges, angled walls, and tactical ridges that make the entire unit look like a mechanical beast. When attached to a crossbow, it creates one of the most dominating silhouettes ever seen in archery. Bulky, sharp, and armor-like. The visible loading channel, the synthetic shell, the dramatic contours, everything screams cyberpunk survival gear. It's the type of device you'd expect to see carried by a character in a futuristic wasteland. Part medieval, part modern, part apocalypse tech. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepares you for the final monster on this list. AEA ZAUS high-pressure air platform. This is the heavyweight king, the apex predator, the absolute final boss of air-powered design. The AEA ZAUS doesn't just look big, it looks colossal. The oversized air reservoir sits beneath the barrel like a miniature rocket tank, giving the entire platform a bulky, intimidating front-weighted stance. The frame is thick, reinforced, and brutally tactical, with a grip that looks like it was designed for armored exosuits rather than human hands. Every part of the silhouette screams mega-pressure engine, from the heavy shrouded barrel to the angular chassis that looks more mechanical than organic. Put this device next to anything else on the list, and it dwarfs them all. It's visually absurd, aggressively engineered, and absolutely unforgettable. a monster in every sense of the word. And that's a wrap on our haunting dive into Amazon's 2025 products, where the ghosts of tech past still flicker on the screen, eternally listed but forever out of reach, teasing us with faded photos and add to cart buttons that lead only to heartbreak. If this ERA stroll through discontinued dreams gave you chills, sparked nostalgia, or made you wonder what could have been, smash that like button right now. Drop your wildest what-if stories or favorite tech memories in the comments below, and hit subscribe so we can keep unearthing the future's forbidden relics, hidden gems, and mind-bending mysteries together. Until the next glitch in the Matrix, stay curious, stay bold, and keep chasing the impossible. This is your sign-off from the edge of tomorrow. Peace out.